Get ready, Starbyte fam. We've got a packed show with mind-blowing updates that you absolutely cannot miss. First up, we're honoring a true legend whose activism is changing the world. We're talking about Stanley Shikuma, a recipient of the Community Voice Award for Lifetime Achievement. His work tracking deportation, flights with Tsuru for solidarity is drawing parallels to historical injustices, and it's a story that needs to be heard. Stay tuned. Next up, we have some truly shocking news hitting the social media and law enforcement world. Influencer and police officer Tommy Norman, known for his community engagement and massive online following, has been arrested on domestic battery charges. We'll break down the details of the allegations and what this means for his career and reputation. Then, we're shifting gears to celebrate a legendary voice in music and human rights. The Vaclav Havel Center is set to honor the incredible Joan Baez with their Lifetime Achievement Award. We'll explore her 6 decades of activism, her powerful music, and her unique connection to Vaclav Havel himself. This is a story of inspiration you won't want to miss. And finally, we're heading to IPB University to shine a spotlight on Professor Bambang Hero Saharjo. He's receiving the Guardian Honor for his lifetime dedication to fighting forest fires in Indonesia, using his expertise as a fire forensic expert to uncover the truth. This is a story of science, dedication, and environmental protection. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Lifetime Achievement honoree Stanley Shikuma, activism that echoes history. This year, the Community Voice Awards are set to honor Stanley Shikuma with a Lifetime Achievement Award, recognizing a career defined by profound activism and an unwavering commitment to solidarity. Shikuma, a third-generation Japanese-American, draws powerful parallels between the injustices faced by his own family during World War II incarceration and the current treatment of asylum seekers by Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE. Through his volunteer work with Tsuru for Solidarity and La Resistencia NW, Shikuma utilizes crowdsourced flight tracking data to monitor ICE deportation flights departing from Boeing Field. He explains that even with imperfect technology, volunteers meticulously track these flights, noting a significant increase since 2020, with July 2025 alone seeing 12 flights. This intensive monitoring highlights the scale of deportations, especially considering that an estimated 72% of individuals detained by ICE have no prior criminal history. Shikuma powerfully asserts that this large-scale transport of people, often without due process, is the largest such program since the end of the slave trade, with the unmarked vehicles and lack of identification raising alarms akin to abductions. The historical resonance is deeply personal for Shikuma. His own family, including his grandparents and brother, were incarcerated under Executive Order 9066, a policy that deemed Japanese Americans a security threat solely based on their ancestry. He vividly recalls his 4-year-old brother and non-English-speaking grandmother being taken away. This lived experience fuels his conviction that the current government actions, particularly family separations and the normalization of what he deems illegal and unconstitutional practices, echo the dark chapters of American history. His activism, which began in college and continued through his nursing career, now centers on Tsuru for Solidarity's mission to end detention centers, prisons, and deportations rooted in racist policies, aiming to educate the public by connecting past injustices with present-day realities. Community members and fellow activists express deep admiration for Shikuma's principled stance and enduring dedication. Lika Sagel of Seattle Kaken Taiko describes him as one in a million, while Aaron Shigaki recalls his steadfast presence during a museum vandalism incident, highlighting his role as a grounded leader. Shikuma's message to those currently detained is one of solidarity. Humanity is more important than laws. Laws do not equal justice. And if you thought that was powerful, wait until you hear about the charges facing a beloved social media cop. Next, we're breaking down the domestic battery arrest of influencer Tommy Norman. Social media star cop Tommy Norman arrested on domestic battery charges. Tommy Norman, a decorated 27-year veteran of the North Little Rock Police Department and a massive social media influencer with over 2 million Instagram followers, has been arrested and charged with 1 count of degree domestic battery. The news sent shockwaves through the community and his online fanbase, who know him for his extensive community outreach and positive initiatives. According to an arrest report, police responded to a domestic disturbance call shortly before midnight. Officers made contact with Norman's wife, Rosalind Nicole Norman, who appeared visibly distressed. She informed officers that during an argument, Tommy Norman allegedly struck her on the right side of her chest with the back of his hand. Responding officers noted a slight injury consistent with her account. Norman, however, provided a different account to police, stating that his wife had been slapping at him during the argument and he was attempting to block her actions when the injury occurred. Norman's arrest has led to immediate consequences in his professional life. The North Little Rock Police Department confirmed that he has been placed on administrative leave pending the outcome of both the judicial process and an internal investigation into the incident. This marks a significant turn for an officer who has garnered national attention for his innovative approaches to community policing, including the widely recognized Shop with a Cop program. In 2021, Norman's dedication to community service was even recognized with a Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award from President Joe Biden. The arrest has sparked widespread discussion among his followers and the public, with many expressing disbelief and concern given his public persona. Jail records indicate that the 53-year-old officer is currently being held without bond at the Pulaski County Jail. His next court appearance is scheduled for November 6th. The department has stated that no further information will be released at this time as both investigations proceed. From a lawman facing serious allegations, we turn to a music legend whose voice has championed justice for decades. Get ready to celebrate the iconic Joan Baez as she receives a prestigious Lifetime Achievement Award. Joan Baez to receive Vaclav Havel Center Lifetime Achievement Award. Legendary singer, activist, and human rights advocate Joan Baez is set to be honored with the Vaclav Havel Center's most prestigious award, the Lifetime Achievement Award, at their annual gala on September 25, 2025 in New York City. The event, themed Truth Prevails, will celebrate Baez's extraordinary 6-decade career, recognizing her unwavering commitment to nonviolence, human rights, and her profound impact on activism through her music. Baez's influence spans generations, from her pivotal role in the folk music scene of the 1960s, where her powerful renditions became anthems for the civil rights and anti-war movements, to her ongoing advocacy for political prisoners and marginalized communities worldwide. Her dedication to justice and dignity for all has made her a global icon. Adding a deeply personal layer to this honor is her historical connection with Vaclav Havel himself. In a remarkable act of solidarity in June 1989, Baez famously smuggled Havel, then a dissident playwright, into her concert in Bratislava disguised as a roadie, a moment that eerily foreshadowed the Velvet Revolution later that year. Bill Shipsey, chair of the gala committee, emphasized Baez's embodiment of Havel's ideals. Joan Baez is not only a cultural icon, but also a dear friend and supporter of Vaclav Havel. Her life exemplifies the ideals he championed: truth, courage, and the transformative power of art. Baez joins an esteemed list of previous recipients, including Salman Rushdie and Peter Gabriel, further cementing her legacy. The gala itself promises an evening of celebration, featuring cocktails, dinner, awards, a special musical performance, a live auction, and Czech cuisine, all in support of the Vaclav Havel Center's mission to promote democratic freedoms and human rights through the arts. The Vaclav Havel Center, founded in 2012 by Madeleine Albright, Laura Bush, and Dagmar Havlova, continues its work promoting Havel's vision through programs like the Disturbing the Peace Award and the Rehearsal for Truth Theater Festival. This year's gala, in partnership with the Bohemian Benevolent and Literary Association, will highlight Baez's enduring legacy and her powerful fusion of music and activism. From a voice that defined a generation, we turn to a mind fighting a different kind of battle on the front lines of environmental protection. Get ready to learn about Professor Bambang Hero Saharjo and his fight against forest fires. Professor Bambang Hero Saharjo honored for lifelong fight against forest fires. Professor Bambang Hero Saharjo, a distinguished figure from IPB University's Faculty of Forestry and Environment, has been awarded the Guardian Honor at the Catadata Green Innovator Awards 2025. This prestigious accolade recognizes his decades-long, unwavering dedication to combating forest and land fires, known locally as karhutla, across Indonesia. Professor Bambang has earned a reputation as a leading fire forensic expert, consistently using scientific evidence to expose the truth behind these devastating fires and support law enforcement efforts. His passion for this field ignited during his undergraduate studies when he encountered accounts of the massive 1980–1983 fires, which burned over 3.6 million hectares and challenged the notion that tropical forests could burn so extensively. This early exposure fueled his determination to pursue research and practical application in fire science. His contributions were previously recognized in 2019 when he received the John Maddox Prize in London for his work. Over his extensive career, which spans more than 35 years, Professor Bambang has served as an expert witness in numerous trials. He acknowledges the significant challenges, particularly the scarcity of field data and the frequent opposition from experts who align with corporate interests. However, he credits advancements in technology, such as satellite imagery, with empowering him to present irrefutable scientific evidence that has led to successful legal outcomes. He cited the case of PT Ka in Aceh, where his testimony helped uphold environmental damage compensation valued at Rp 366 billion. Despite facing considerable pressure throughout his career, Professor Bambang remains a vocal advocate for environmental protection, urging younger generations not to remain silent in the face of ecological damage. He stresses the severe, undeniable impacts of forest fires on the environment, biodiversity, human health, and economies, emphasizing that prevention must be the top priority. He encourages active participation in education, technology, or law enforcement, stating, "No matter how small your contribution may be, it will mean more than just complaining without taking action." And that brings us to the end of another incredible Starbyte News Roundup. Stay tuned for our lightning round recap and our full call to action. And that wraps up another electrifying Starbyte News update. We honored activist Stanley Shikuma, investigated the domestic battery charges against influencer Tommy Norman, celebrated Joan Baez receiving the Vaclav Havel Lifetime Achievement Award, and highlighted Professor Bambang Hero Saharjo's fight against forest fires. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to Starbyte for more exclusive content, ring that notification bell so you never miss an upload, and drop a comment below telling us what you thought of today's stories. You can also follow us on all our social media channels for even more updates. We'll see you in the next one.